Hello viewers, welcome to a lecture series on marketing management, and in this very series we are going to talk about the very new concept of prosumers, which is a very relevant topic when we talk about understanding prosumers in 21st century marketing. It becomes a very relevant topic that why do we need prosumers. We have been talking about producers, we have been talking about consumers, but now it is a combination of these two words. I mean, from producer we are taking pro, and from consumers we are taking zoomers, and we are calling it we are terming it as a concept of prosumers. So, the way these prosumers are becoming very relevant in 21st century marketing, it becomes very imperative for us to have a discussion on this, that how do we explain this very concept of prosumers to our learners. So, I will be telling you about the very concept of prosumers, how do we define it, what is the meaning of it, and what are the related concepts when we talk about the concept of prosumers, because we have to talk about the relationship between prosumers and the sharing economy, prosumers and co-production, self-production, co-creation, and there are many more concepts and related concepts into this very idea of bringing consumers very close to the producers, and so much so that they become a part and parcel of the production process. And now marketers have started talking about the co-creation, co-building of brands, co-creation of a particular product, co-creation of a company, also co-creation of a marketer also. So, this very concept of prosumers makes it very much important for us to understand the way marketing mix is changing. What is the impact of this present digital environment onto our marketing mix, the way the orientation towards these marketing mix, each and every component of marketing mix is changing. That is something which we are going to discuss in today's lecture of mine. So, let me first tell you about how marketing mix is impacted by digital environment, what kind of changes we are witnessing. If when we talk about marketing mix, a very very important term which comes in front of us is called 4 P's, and nowadays we talk about 7 P's. Although beyond 7 P's also there are certain additional P's which are being added. So, for instance, for product we have been talking about product, price, place, promotion, and packaging, and later on for services we got additional P's called people, process, and physical evidence. And each and every component of marketing mix, my dear learners, it is being impacted by the digital marketing nowadays. So, what used to be a successful strategy earlier, it has actually gone for a metamorphical change into in its way of targeting, in its way of own positioning. It is changing very much, cause the modus operandi of dealing with our customers have undergone metamorphical change. So, if the marketing is changing, of course, these components are bound to change. So, if we talk about the physical evidence nowadays, even within the physical evidence we need to understand the online physical evidence, because customers are visiting the web portals, and there they are getting information about the product. So, for them there is no relevance of, there is no significance of visiting a physical store. So, for them the website on which they are interacting with the marketer, that becomes a physical evidence, that becomes the meaning of physical evidence. So, even the physical evidence wherein we have been talking about visual merchandising, we have been talking about investing into the physical infrastructure of a particular marketer, a particular outlet, that too has undergone lot of changes. So, this digital environment, this digital marketing have not only changed the marketers' attitude, but also the way they have been responding to the customer's requirement. And result by what is happening, all piece of marketing mix, that is whatever tools marketers have into their kitty, that has also undergone metamorphical change, although their objective remains the same, that is ensuring customer satisfaction. But the way we have been targeting, the way we have been positioning, the way we have been designing our product, the way we have been communicating, that all has undergone a significant change. So, I would say product remains the same, the pricing strategy to some extent, to larger extent, it may remain the same. place is actually changing. The way we have been communicating to our customers, that have also undergone a very significant change. And of course, people, process and physical evidence, that all has undergone lot of changes. So, we need to understand that with this changing environment where everything has become so dynamic, everything has come to the help of, to the rescue of the customers problems on just on a click, then of course marketers, they are supposed to change their strategies accordingly. So, in this changing scenario, what we can say is that social media has changed everything. Now, customers are spending a significant portion of their time into the social media or onto the social media, and they are for each and everything, I can say, for majority of the things, they are actually relying upon the information which is being spread through the social media. So, generating conversation on social media platforms, it actually enhances the product experience. So, now for in order to ensure that customers should have a better idea about a particular product, that too is being communicated on social media platforms. So now the we are busy into generating conversations on social media platforms, because it is going to enhance the product experience. We are promoting the brand. Of course, the promotion is being done online and spreading the accessibility of a brand, which means the place also we are communicating through online media, through digital platforms, and we are totally dependent on well trained teams, because these people who are very much important for our entire processing. Now, people are no more significant only for services, they are very much significant even for the products also, because they need to be well versed into their communication. They are given crystal clear systems, and of course, the processes also, they are the one who are handling the processes. So, this entire changing scenario have actually made the entire marketing task much more challenging, but also at the same time it has become very interesting, because you are in direct contact with your customer. So, whenever or wherever you feel like conversing with your customers, they are just a click away. But remember, nowadays the marketing mantra, I would say that you need to remember to keep asking, how can I help my customer? If you have this aptitude into your mind as a marketer, there is nothing which can stop you from succeeding in the market. So, you need to understand, you should keep on asking, how can I help my customer? And prosumer, we all understand. Let me now tell you the broad meaning of this term prosumers, which I am going to present before you in today's lecture of mine, because this is the background which need to be given before we talk about the concept of prosumers, because without understanding the kind of metamorphical change marketing is undergoing, we can't understand the relevance of the very concept of prosumers. So, the proactive consumers who participates in the design of products or services. So, imagine that we have got customers or consumers so active, rather I would say proactive, that they have started participating into not only telling you about their experiences after using a particular product, but they do contribute towards the design of products or services. So, they are the one who are going to design their products or services. Imagine. And there is a very recent, not I would not say it is very recent, but there is a very popular study by Cohen et al. From the Harvard Business School. It believes that all products have become services. So, this statement, when it came out of a particular research, that all products have become services, cause and why this statement has come, cause the after sales service market opens up new opportunities. So, almost with every product there is a component of after sales services. Earlier it used to be with the durable product only, but since we are dealing with the customers online, even the kind of services we are supposed to offer in terms of returning of goods or exchanging the goods, if the customer is willing to exchange or customer is willing to replace a particular product, then the after sales market is something which is very important. So, all products have become services, and at that point of time in 2006 when this statement came, people used to think, term this statement to be a kind of hyperbolic statement, but now it has become the reality of 21st century marketing. So online opportunities for enhancing product value can also be identified, and the different elements of the extended product can be highlighted or delivered even online. So we have to now talk about how do we define prosumers. So in recent years, the concept of prosumer has actually garnered extensive attention across several fields. If we talk about the different domains, starting from marketing to energy consumption and even into the innovation research. So this term prosumer, it has gained paramount importance in the field of marketing, energy consumption and innovation research. And this attention is actually driven by the significant role these prosumers play in developing more efficient, sustainable and health conscious market system. So since they are contributing towards the development of more efficient market system, more sustainable market systems, and of course the health conscious one, that is why they have become the order of the day. And it is actually propelled by advancements in social and technological domains also. So broadly defined, if I have to define this concept of this term of prosumers, I would say prosumer is an individual who acts as both a producer and a consumer. So suppose I am a consumer of a particular product, and I do perform certain duties, I do take certain responsibilities of producers, I do share certain responsibilities of producer, then of course I would be termed as a prosumer. So nowadays this has become very much prominent, and related to this particular term, there is a new marketing trend which is very much in place, that is called affiliate marketing, wherein consumers who are using the product, they becomes the brand ambassador of a particular product. They start posting their videos in social media and they start becoming the ambassador, the brand ambassador of a particular product, that they are giving you the first hand experience of that particular product which they have recently bought and they have been using it. So these customers who are actually acting not only as a consumer but also as a producer to some extent. Now the question comes whether it is a very recent concept or it was originated earlier and now it has gained paramount importance. So of course the second one is true. This is not a very new concept. This term came long back, but it has gained significant significance in recent past. In last 5-6 years, we have been witnessing that this term of prosumer is gaining paramount significance. So the role of prosumers has gained increasing attention within the I would say the energy industry and the digital economy. So these two are actually acting as a catalyst. In the field of renewable energy or energy industry, you would find this concept of prosumers to be very much in. It has become a buzzword into that area and also into digital economy. And you will be surprised to note, my dear learners, this term prosumer is as old as almost we are. It actually came in the year of 1980s. So the term prosumer, coined by Alvin Toffler in his seminal work The Third Wave, and it came in the year 1980. So imagine this term, the prosumer, it was coined by Alvin Toffler in the year 1980, and now it is we are finding the implementation of it. So initially when this term prosumer came, people used to think that how can a consumer become a producer, how can we find how can we bridge that particular gap between the producer and consumers. They have different roles to play. Consumers are busy consuming that product or using that product. How would they take interest, why would they take interest into the role of a producer? So at that point of time, it was actually a buzzword in the corridors of marketing with regard to developed countries, but now even into developing and emerging economies, we are finding it to be a reality. So it was published in the seminal work Third Wave in 1980, and it refers actually to the individuals who blur the lines between producers and consumers. So there is a dividing line between the producer and consumer, and these are the individuals. Not every consumer is going to behave like a prosumer. So there are certain individuals who actually blur that particular line, who actually, I would not say that they eliminate that line between the producer and consumer, but they blur that particular line between the producer and consumers, and for that what they do, for that they are engaging in the production of goods and services for their own usage or for shared use within a community. I would give you a number of examples, and then you will be surprised to note that yes, I was aware of this particular concept, but I never thought that this is the way we can define it. This is the way we can explain it, that this is a concept of prosumers. We are doing it very well into our day to day activities, or we are actually somehow we are playing some role of some of us, we are playing the role of prosumers, but we are doing it unknowingly. So prosumers are actually seen as an external partners who participate in co-creation processes with the organization. They are contributing to the innovative outcomes and production of the products and services what they are consuming. So the products which I am consuming, I am actually contributing to that as a producer also. So prosumers are actually redefining the traditional economic roles by integrating consumption with production activities, and just they are doing it just in order to create value for themselves and also others. So as a consumer, I am not only creating value for my own self, but also for others. So whatever activities I am performing, whatever roles I am performing, it is not only passing on the benefit to me, it is not only creating value for myself, but also for others. And this advent of digital technologies and platforms has actually facilitated this dual role. It enables a user generated content, collaborative innovation, and what we call as P2P interactions, that is peer to peer interactions. So because of this digital technology, the proliferation of digital technology, we are finding the user generated content. So imagine I am a user, but I am also generating a particular content. I am doing collaborative innovation with my producer, with my marketer. I am doing P2P interaction, peer to peer interactions in due course of my activities, and thanks to digital technology, thanks to ICT, that is information and communication technology, because of which the geographical boundaries, they are eliminated, and we can connect with every marketer, with any marketer or producer just on a click, and we are able to communicate, we are able to share our ideas. Now the question comes, what are the key propelling components behind the concept of prosumers? What are those components to which we can term as catalyst for prosumers, which have actually made this very concept a reality in real sense? So I would say the surge of online platforms and social media, these are this is the only reason because of which we have found, or we can see that it has amplified the influence of prosumers, allowing them to shape product development, marketing strategies, and also the service delivery. My dear learners, remember, we can either contribute to the marketing strategies, or we may contribute to the to shaping of the product development, and also we can become a part of that supply chain management, or what you call as service delivery. So this particular phenomena of prosumption extends beyond the digital realm, reaching various sectors including energy, healthcare, education, fashion, art, 3D printing, Bitcoin mining, and agriculture. So you will be surprised to note that it is no more confined to a particular sector called energy only. It is now spreading rapidly, it is now spreading rampantly, and you would find the presence of the concept of prosumers not only into the energy, but also into healthcare, education, fashion, art, and also the agriculture. So advances in science and technology, they have propelled prosumers to contribute to the creation and dissemination of knowledge and resources. Now the question comes, what are the challenges before traditional business models? Of course, since the entire way of dealing with consumers are changing, since the line between the producer and consumers is getting blurred, then of course we cannot continue with the traditional business model. So what are the key challenges which these traditional business models they are facing? That is something which we need to discuss, and that is not, it is not that challenging that we can't cope up with that. We can very well bear with that, we can very well manage with those challenges, because it has become the order of the day. So we have to somehow be ready to accept these new changes, or what you call as challenges. So this particular shift in consumption challenges traditional business models, and it necessitates a re-evaluation of value creation process. We need to, as a marketer, we need to re-evaluate the value creation process. We need to re-evaluate the consumer behavior, and of course the market dynamics, because the value creation what we are doing here, that we need to understand from the perspective of our consumers, because now customers or consumers, they are very much into the process of co-creation, and they are the one who are going to tell us that yes, this can also be a way of, this can also be an alternate way of delivering a particular product or a particular service. And that is why it has become a very buzzword, I would say. It has become a buzzword in the corridors of marketing. Now, when we talk about the scope of the concept of prosumers, it is very wide, and a key area where prosumers play a significant role is of course the industry called energy industry, because there what they are doing, the integration of distributed generation technologies. For instance, if I take solar photovoltaic systems and wind turbines, they have actually enabled consumers to actively participate in energy production. So imagine, suppose I am working as a, I am actually the consumer of energy. I need power, I need electricity for my own consumption, and I had installed the solar panels onto the roof of my home, and I am able to produce that much of energy which is beyond my usage. So the extra power which I had generated, there I assume or resume the role of a producer. So while consuming that particular energy or electricity, I have actually become a producer, and that is why I can contribute to the producers by the way of sharing that particular power which I had generated. So prosumers not only generate energy for their own usage, but they do supply excess power to the grid. Imagine. So as a consumer, I have started supplying excess power to the grid. Nobody could even ever think of this very idea that we can also become the producer of energy, and we can supply excess power or extra power whatever we have generated to the grid. And in this way we are going to enhance the resilience and sustainability of energy systems. And that is why it is very much popular in the industry of energy. But yes, of course, in other industries also it is spreading. As I told you at the very outset, that when I would start giving you some examples of the concept of prosumers, you would understand, you would realize that yes, we have been doing so, but we could not understand that this can be a new term for us as a consumer. We can also be called as prosumers, which is a combination of producers and consumers. So it is very much popular a word within the energy industry. If I talk about the education sector, to which we all belong to as a learner and as a student, we all are from academia. So when this pandemic of COVID-19 actually came, when this pandemic we witnessed across the globe, what happened? It has actually granted students greater autonomy in choosing their learning content and becoming knowledge creators. I could witness that some of my students, they became knowledge creators. So after attending the classes, they started creating their own short videos, and they started uploading it on different platforms. And in that way, they were earlier acting as a student, and they assumed the role of a teacher also, a role of an educator also. So here comes the combination of producer and consumers, and they can also be termed as prosumers. So they actually fostered a teacher prosumer dynamic that promotes more personalized and student centered education. So they chose those topics about which the learners were in urgent need of. They were actually needing certain short videos, short lectures on a particular topic, on a particular micro level concept where they needed certain guidance. So it actually fostered even into the education sector, where the students assumed the role of a teacher, and in this way making it a real life example of prosumers into the education sector. If we talk about the art and culture, there also we witness the presence of the concept of prosumers, where we co-create. Suppose if we talk about a musician, a person who is there is a writer, there is a poet who is actually writing a particular song, a particular piece of work, and the other one is there who is actually converting, transforming it into the real music. So they compose it and then they produce it. So in that way, sometimes even your consumers, they become they assume the role of composing that music, and in this way they are making it a real life example of prosumers. So in the art, digital technologies, they have blurred the boundaries between artists and viewers, leading to the increased collaboration in the creation of artworks, including nowadays we talk about non-fungible tokens, NFTs. So they are actually they are co-creating a particular piece of work. Imagine for the same piece of art, even the viewers, they are giving their ideas, they are sharing their views, that in this way it can actually be created. Although in the fashion industry, the development of prosumption is limited by certain socio-cultural and class systems. That is the only sector where we could not find the presence of the concept of prosumers. Otherwise, in most of the sectors where the consumers are actually having their own feedback, they do have their own say. They are actually co-creating a particular brand, co-creating a particular product, and also co-creating a particular marketer. Now the question comes, what different researches indicate? What is there into the literature which talks about prosumers? When I was going through the literature available on the concept of prosumers, I could find that in certain countries, in the realm of fashion presumption, rules, for instance, of trend setting and narrative construction. Suppose if I have to set a particular trend, or I have to construct a narrative in the market, they are often exclusive to technologically and socially privileged end users, or what you call as prosumers, constrained by hierarchical structures. So research on certain countries, they reveal that of course in case of fashion industry it is limited, otherwise in other sectors it is very much prominent. In traditional sectors, for instance, if I talk about agriculture and emerging fields like Bitcoin mining and 3D printing, prosumers, they are holding significant influence even into the agriculture. In agriculture, if I have to give an example of prosumers, I would say prosumers are motivated by personal satisfaction. They engage in self production and consumption. So they are actually, first they start as a self producer and consumer. They are having their own kitchen garden. They are doing, even in the urban setup, they are actually, initially they are doing it for their own self, and later on they start doing it for community. They start doing it for other people who are into their neighborhood. So in this way, even in agriculture, the concept of prosumers is very much prominent. If I talk about Bitcoin miners as prosumers, they are primarily driven by financial incentives to enhance network security and stability. They have started talking about how to contribute, how to enhance network security and stability. Even in the 3D printing sector, consumers, they have started gaining access to printers and materials in order to create personalized products, transitioning into prosumers and then eventually providing customized products to the community. So wherever you find that customers or consumers, they are contributing, they are assuming the role of producers, you must understand that they are behaving, they are acting as a prosumers. So my dear learners, this was a brief idea about the prosumers, the concept, the way it started, and what is the present status of it. I tried to present before you. The rest of this topic I will share with you in the next lecture of mine. Thank you so much.